Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to have you here today. Today, we'll be exploring the fascinating world of speaking and speaking skills. This is the first slide, and it sets the stage for what's to come. We'll look at how to improve your speaking abilities, why they matter, and some practical tips. So, let's get started and make this session engaging and insightful. Let's take a quick look at the contents of today's session. We will start by exploring what speaking actually is, and then move on to understanding what speaking skills are. We'll discuss why these skills are important and how they can help us avoid conflicts in various situations. We'll also cover some key aspects of your voice and practical methods to improve your vocal quality. Additionally, we'll differentiate between private and public speaking skills, highlighting important techniques for each. Don't worry, there will be plenty of opportunities to practice, and I'll share some places where you can do that. Finally, I want to emphasize that questions are always welcome, so feel free to ask anything along the way. This structure is designed to help you become a more confident and effective speaker in all areas of your life. Let's take a closer look at what speaking really is. Speaking is fundamentally about conveying information verbally. It's how we share knowledge, ideas, or instructions with others using words. But it's not just about information. Speaking also involves expressing our feelings. When we talk, we're often telling someone not just what we think, but also how we feel about it. It's important to remember that speaking is one of the 4 basic ways we communicate. The others are listening, reading, and writing. What makes speaking unique is that it always involves at least 2 people, you and whoever you're talking to. Unlike reading or writing, which you can do alone, speaking requires interaction. Now, speaking isn't limited to conversations with others. Sometimes, people talk to themselves. While this can be a useful way to process thoughts or practice, it's usually not something we do publicly or excessively, as it might be seen as unusual. So, in essence, speaking is about sharing your thoughts and feelings through words. It's a vital part of human connection and communication, allowing us to express ideas, emotions, and information in real time. This makes it a crucial skill, especially as we explore how to improve our speaking abilities throughout this presentation. Speaking skills, at their core, are about our ability to convey messages or information verbally in a proper and suitable manner. It's not just about talking, but about expressing our ideas, feelings, and thoughts clearly. When we talk about speaking skills, we're referring to the ability to perform the actions I just described. These skills are essential because they allow us to communicate our messages effectively and to share our ideas, feelings, and opinions with others confidently. Being able to express ourselves clearly in front of an audience or in conversations is a key part of speaking skills. It's also important to be able to give our opinions on different matters, whether in a formal setting or everyday situations. So overall, speaking skills are about more than just talking. They're about connecting with others through clear, confident, and meaningful communication. This ties back to our overall goal of improving how we share ideas and engage with people effectively. Let's talk about the importance of speaking skills. First, they help create understanding between people. When you communicate effectively, your ideas and intentions are clearer, which reduces confusion and builds trust. Second, good speaking skills help a person grow socially, both in personal relationships and professional settings. Being able to express yourself confidently opens doors to new opportunities and connections. Third, speaking skills are versatile. They can help in various situations, whether you're giving a presentation, negotiating, or simply having a conversation. Fourth, they help you express yourself to others. When you can articulate your thoughts clearly, your voice is heard, and your message is understood. Lastly, strong speaking skills can help avoid conflicts. Clear communication prevents misunderstandings that often lead to disagreements. So, developing these skills is really essential for effective interaction and overall success. Speaking skills play a crucial role in helping us avoid conflicts. When we know the right words to use and how to use them effectively, we can navigate difficult situations more smoothly and reduce tension. It's important to understand that silence is not always the best approach. In fact, speaking up is often more helpful, especially when we're honest about our experiences, but in a respectful way, to ourselves and to others. Now, many people believe that staying silent can prevent conflict, but actually, silence can create conflicts, both internally and externally. When we choose not to speak up to avoid upsetting someone, we might unintentionally send a message that we're okay with what's happening. For example, if I don't respond when my boss yells at me, my silence might be interpreted as acceptance. And if my boss sees that, they might think it's okay to keep yelling, which only makes things worse. Speaking up isn't about yelling or nagging. It's about being honest. It's about sharing our feelings and experiences calmly and respectfully. When we communicate our upset in a clear and respectful way, we build healthier relationships. Remember, true health in relationships doesn't come from staying silent to keep the peace. It comes from honest conversations. Finally, silence can actually harm relationships over time. If we want strong, meaningful connections that nourish us, we need to be willing to have those difficult conversations. Avoiding conflict by not speaking our truth might seem easier in the moment, but it will hurt us in the long run. So, speaking skills are essential tools to maintain and strengthen our relationships by addressing issues openly and respectfully. Let's talk about some important aspects of your voice that can really enhance your communication. First, there's tone, which is essentially the emotion and attitude you convey through your voice. It helps your audience understand your intent and connect with your message. Next is flow or pace. This refers to how quickly or slowly you speak. A steady, well-controlled pace keeps your audience engaged and makes your message easier to follow. Then we have intonation, which is the rise and fall of your voice. It adds musicality and expressiveness, making your speech more dynamic and interesting. Pitch is also crucial. It's the highness or lowness of your voice. Varying your pitch prevents your speech from sounding monotonous and helps emphasize key points. Finally, pronunciation is about how clearly and accurately you articulate words. Proper pronunciation ensures your message is understood without confusion. All these elements together shape how effectively you communicate and influence how your audience perceives your message. Keep these aspects in mind as you develop your speaking skills, because mastering them will make your voice more powerful and engaging. When engaging in private speaking, there are a few key skills to keep in mind. First, maintain an intermediate pace, neither too fast nor too slow, so your listener can follow easily. It's also important to consider the situation. Whether it's formal or informal, your choice of words should suit the context. Make sure to describe your points clearly and avoid ambiguity, especially in formal settings where misunderstandings can leave a bad impression. Your voice should be clear, so your message comes across effectively without strain. Additionally, always pay attention to letting the other person finish before jumping in. If someone starts the conversation, give them space to express their point fully and wait for your turn to speak. Remember, a well-structured message combined with a respectful listening attitude makes your communication both effective and professional. Now, let's talk about incorporating humor into your public speaking. Using humor appropriately can really help connect with your audience, lighten the mood, and make your message more memorable. Just remember, the key is to be genuine and considerate, know your audience, and avoid humor that might offend. When done well, it can create a more relaxed atmosphere and foster engagement. So, don't hesitate to sprinkle in some light-hearted moments when suitable, and watch how it enhances your overall presentation. Now, let's look at some practical places where you can practice your speaking skills. First, at home. This is a comfortable environment where your family members can be your best practice partners. They can give you honest feedback, which is essential for improvement. You might also try practicing speeches or presentations in front of a mirror. This helps boost your confidence and get comfortable with your delivery. Moving on, public places like cafes, restaurants, or shopping malls are also great options. They allow you to practice in more dynamic environments, helping you become more adaptable and confident in different settings. At school or any educational institute, you have a fantastic opportunity to interact directly with your teachers. Ask questions, seek suggestions, or request advice related to your studies. Just make sure you're well prepared and ask in a respectful way. That way, you'll likely get the useful feedback you need to improve. Although workplaces might not seem like the ideal place to practice, they're still valuable. You can ask colleagues to help you refine your skills. For example, if you need to give a presentation to senior officials, consider practicing with your colleagues beforehand. You can ask for their opinions on your vocal quality and overall delivery, and use their feedback to make necessary improvements. In addition, you can also practice at public or private events and within your workplace environments. The key is to find opportunities to speak, gather feedback, and keep refining your skills. Remember, improving your speaking skills is a continuous process, and these varied environments can significantly contribute to your progress. Now, let's talk about some practical methods to improve your vocal quality. First, drinking hot beverages can help soothe your throat and keep your vocal cords hydrated. Next, gargling your throat with a salt solution is a simple way to reduce inflammation and maintain vocal health. Getting enough sleep is crucial. Without sufficient rest, your voice can become hoarse, crackle, and sound higher than usual. Aim for at least 7 hours of quality sleep each night to keep your voice at its best. Eating a healthy diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and proteins provides essential vitamins and antioxidants, which help keep your muscles and tissues in the voice box strong. Lastly, avoiding yelling is important because prolonged yelling can cause permanent damage to your vocal cords. Remember, taking care of your voice is about consistent habits that support its strength and longevity.